Perfect. Awesome. Thank you, Amanda. And good morning, everybody. Welcome to Check It Out for January. We have a fun-filled plan for you today. I have a couple of story time standouts. For those of you that are new, first of all, welcome. And second of all, you're like, what the heck is story time standouts? Simply put, story time standouts are the best books to use for story times. So I have a couple to share with you today. I have one second and third grade chapter book for you. We'll go over some picture books and board books. We'll cover children and teen nonfiction titles, a middle grade fiction title that I think you should have on your radar, some graphic novels, and teen fiction / what I'm reading. And I'll also have some announcements as well. And for those of you, like I said, that are new, welcome. My name is Janeé Jackson-Doering. I'm the Youth Services Consultant with the State Library of Iowa. That is my contact information at the bottom, phone or email. Please reach out to me. I love coming to your library and visiting. And a lot of people that have seen me, they know when I visit your library, I bring a goodie bag of books with me for you to keep. So please reach out. These are, you're probably wondering, what the heck are these pictures? This is what brought me joy this month between December and January. I have been in the process of renovating my house. It was an ugly peach color. The inside was just wasn't digging it. I wasn't digging the color at all. So my husband and I, we picked this color, and it's called Hubbard Squash from Sherwin-Williams. It's a beautiful color. It made our walls look golden, which I love that golden color. And the other thing that brought me joy, to your right, the second picture, is my father-in-law. He built this custom L-shaped bookshelf for us, and it came on Saturday. So we have been filling it up like crazy, and just renovating your house and learning how to renovate has just been a really eye-opening experience for me. I've learned about joint compound, how to fix cracks, how to seal cracks. It's been a real eye-opening experience and a real cool learning experience for me. And in my spare bedroom, I'm making that area into a story time collection. So I've been collecting a lot of story time books that I've used throughout the years, and I'm building a reading nook / story time collection space. So it's been really cool to do that and to see that. So I'm really excited for that. And Rachel says, we have walls at the Hubbard Library with the same paint. I love it. Yeah, the Hubbard Squash is a beautiful color. So that is what has brought me joy this week, in this month. And I hope you find something that brings you joy this month as well. Okay, we are going to move to our first section, story time standouts. So there are best books to use for story times. Here we go. The first book on my list, if you're looking for a book to talk about winter and things that happen in winter, it is called It's Winter. This is part of the Celebrate the Season series, and this is written and illustrated by Renee Kurilla. So for kids, pull out your warmest coat, pull out your mittens and scarf. This book is all about winter. Renee shows kids what you wear in the winter and shows kids how to sled and shows the child playing in the snow with their pet and sledding. It shows the kids how to ice skate and how to build a snowman. So in that third picture up at the top, it says, let's see, just roll a ball and pat, 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 add button eyes, a scarf, and hat. So it shows kids how to build the snowman. The really cool thing I love about this book also, it talks about the different holidays during the winter. So from Hanukkah and Kwanzaa and Christmas to Valentine's Day, kids get a sense of all the different types of holidays that are happening in winter. So it's a great, simple picture book for preschool age. It's a rhyming book. So you have the rhyming and the rhythm. Very engaging illustrations. I love her illustrations. They're very warm, they're playful and fun. This would be a great addition to add to your winter picture book collection. And Annette says, this is the best part of my month. Awesome. Okay, this book, I I'm excited to see this book. Uh, this is called Can You Do This? It's Super Silly Edition, an imagination playbook. I saw the treatment of this on Edelweiss, so I got to read it that way. But I would love to hold this book in my hands. This is written and illustrated by Megan Roy, and this is the perfect book to use for an interactive story time. The author says, are you feeling silly today? Then let's play. This is an imaginative, an interactive board book geared for that ages 2 to 5 crowd that's going to get kids up and moving. And it moves through a series of fun physical activities while encouraging reading and counting along the way. So the author asks kids in the first picture to your left, can you make a super silly face? Can you do a super silly dance? And I could just see some preschoolers and toddlers giving you silly faces and silly dances and silly movements. Um, but the author encourages this, and it encourages kids to feel okay doing it. So the author asks kids if they can make a silly face, if they can make a silly noise. So in that second picture, can you make a silly noise? Pop, boing, platypus, morph, snorkel. Um, to say a silly word. There's also a can you outstare someone with a staring contest? And can you give high fives? But each page invites participation. So as kids act out the playful challenges, they'll exercise their bodies and minds while sharing laughs. Again, this is perfect for an interactive story time for toddlers and preschoolers. It's even great for caregivers to share with kiddos who, hey, if they just want to read something, get away from the TV and get their bodies moving, this would be the perfect fit. Um, I'm gonna move my notes real quick. There we go. This is perfect for that quality time for parents and caregivers for kids. And it's a great book to get those wiggles out. If they're doing one-on-one sharing, it's a great book to get those wiggles out before lunch and nap time. So can you make sure to grab, can you do this super silly edition? Okay, we're gonna move to second and third grade chapter books. I have one book for you this month for second and third grade chapter books. Excuse me. This is called Lila Greer and the Shrieking Shadow. This is part of the Questionnaires series, and this is book 7. This is written by Andrea Beatty and David Roberts. And this is about Lila Greer. Lila has always loved mysteries, even when they scare her. And so a spooky storm has blown into Blue River Creek, and Lila is startled. She's startled awake and awoken by a strange shrieking shadow that she knows nothing about, but she knows something is wrong. Stranger still, Lila and the questionnaires, they discover that on the night of this storm, someone broke into Iggy's parents' art gallery and stole all the paintings for the new exhibit. So Lila is wondering if this mysterious shrieking shadow has something to do with the missing artwork. So Lila, Mrs. Greer, and her questionnaires, they'll have to use detective skills to solve the mystery of the missing paintings before the exhibit's grand opening. So if you have friends that love the questionnaire series, if you have third graders that are looking for mysteries, make sure to get the questionnaires on your shelf. Now, I have to tell you, before we move into picture books and board books, there were a ton of picture books and board books this month. So I wanted to make sure you got these on your radar because these books that I'm going to talk about, they are coming out in April or May. So here we go. with our picture books and board books. This first one is a hoot. This is called Don't Trust Fish. This is written by Neil Sharpson and illustrated by Dan Santat. This is going to be released on April 8th, and I have to tell you, this is laugh out loud funny. This laugh out loud picture book, it just warns readers one thing: don't trust fish. And it asks, have you ever noticed that fish spend all their time underwater? What are they plotting down there? And did you know that a group of fish is called a school? Exactly what are they learning in these schools? It invites readers to find out the answers. Readers will learn a lot of fishy facts from a very suspicious narrator who believes that there's something more than a bit fishy about fish. But these pictures are so funny. This says fish spend all their time in the water where we can't see them. What are they talking about? Are they plotting our doom? We must learn their fishy secrets. This other page, or next to it, it says, this is Jeff. We think he's their leader. He looks harmless, but don't be fooled. He's the craftiest fish of them all. Don't trust Jeff. Don't trust fish. I love this spread on the bottom of your screen where the fish is coming out of the toilet. You might think you're safe if you don't have a fish tank. Wrong. Ships always sink at sea. They never sink on land. Isn't that strange? Don't trust fish. This is funny, engaging. Get ready to laugh, because I was laughing. So make sure you grab Don't Trust Fish. And the cool thing is, Dan Santat, who won the National Book Award for his book, he is illustrating this book. The illustrations are fun, engaging, funny, simple. You definitely want to grab Don't Trust Fish. The next book on my list is called Shark Girl. This is written and illustrated by Kate Beaton. This will be released on February 25th. And our story is about a young girl who's a shark girl. She lives underneath the sea, but she is captured with all of the fish in a net, and by the evil captain. And she's so mad. She's so mad that she got caught. She channels her anger and she's able to break out of the net, save all the fish. And meanwhile, she gets together with the sea witch in that second page there. She gets together with the sea witch and says, hey, you know what? I'm going to get revenge on this sea captain. And so the sea witch turns her fins into legs, and she poses as a new sailor. And she is telling the other crew members, hey, we need to get rid of this captain. We need to have a mutiny on this ship. Super funny, super engaging. The pictures are beautiful. They're fun, really just full with movement. But I thought this was a delight, especially for kids if they love sharks, if you love underwater sea adventures, if you love adventures on ships, grab Shark Girl for your patrons. And if you have young friends at your library that love I Spy books, or if you have an I Spy collection at your library, you might want to pick up these two new titles that are going to be coming down the pike. These are both I Spy titles with photos by Walter Wick. On February 4th, I Spy Things That Go will be released. This book has pictures about different types of vehicles that go, and kids will be encouraged to find the items in each of the pictures. In I Spy Ocean Animals, kids will be looking for different types of ocean animals under the sea. This book, I Spy Ocean Animals, will be released on May 6th. So if you're looking for more I Spy titles to add to your picture book collection, please make sure you grab these two titles for your sections. The next book on my list is called Be My Yummy ABC. This is written and illustrated by Joyce Wan. This received starred reviews in School Library Journal. This is, and Emily says, I love Joyce Wan. Yes, this is darling. Emily, this will fit the bill for you if you are a big Joyce Wan fan. This brightly colored, adorable rhyming picture book features tasty foods from all over the world. So I just put at the bottom some of the pictures. A, my warm apple pie, just you and me. B, my burrito baby, snug as can be. C, my twirly, curly crepe supreme. So it's all different kinds of foods from all around the world. In the back of the book, when you get to the back, it has each type of food in the back of the book and maybe a short sentence or two about what that food is and where it comes from. The book jacket, if you open it up, it opens up to a large ABC poster that you can laminate and hang in the library as well. I really liked this book because the illustrations are bright, colorful, the food looks tasty, and it's also good for print awareness and letter recognition, which is part of early literacy skills. So kids are able to point and recognize letters and showing them that print is everywhere. This would be a wonderful addition to your ABC picture books. Our next book is a board book, excuse me, and it is called Brown Bear and Friends Shapes. And this is from the world of Eric Carle. This book will be released on May 6th. And I wanted to show you the images, some of the images inside of it. So when readers are pulling this book to read it, you'll see the shape on one side of the spread, and on the other side, it has at least 2 sentences on the spread explaining what they can see with that shape. So for triangle, pine trees and mountains point up towards the sky. What other triangles catch Brown Bear's eye? So kids can say, oh, look, it's a watermelon. Oh, there's a tree. So it's very, very engaging. I love the ability that they can trace the shapes with their fingers. The shape that's on the spread, it's big enough that the kids can trace with their fingers. So it does a wonderful job of showing the shape and how the shape is used. And it shows all different kinds of shapes, from stars, circles, triangles, and squares to rectangle, hexagon, semicircle, and crescent, just to name a few. Again, beautifully colored images, perfect for little ones to learn how to recognize shapes and colors. And it is a crinkle me color, so cover, excuse me, it's a crinkle me cover. So children will get that sensory ability to hear the crinkle and feel. So it's perfect for that toddler preschool age range. The next board book is Count to 10 and Back Again. This will be released on May 6th. This is a flip flap board book, so it's kind of textured and shaped to the image of the book. It is a rhyming book, so they can count from 1 to 10 and back again. And like I have 5 different images. So it says just one star in the sky. And then move my screen here. 2 stars now in the blink of an eye. Twinkle, twinkle, number 3. Then 4 stars for us to see. Beautifully illustrated. I love the stars. I love how kids can count the stars. Beautiful, especially if you need more counting books in your collection. You can definitely grab Count to 10 and Back Again. Does it seem like it will hold up to circulation? Flaps are sturdy. That's a good question. I think it will. It should. I would maybe try to put some extra, maybe, I don't want to say duct tape, book tape. I would do the book tape just to make sure those flaps can hold sturdy. I'd maybe see if that would try to help Emily, and go from there. And thank you for the question. The next book on my list is called I Can Say Moo. This is another board book, and this is written by Stephanie Cohen. And Stephanie Cohen is an early speech expert. I really like Stephanie Cohen's books because her books use real images of children. And in this book in particular, she really does a good job of the photographs capturing the facial expressions to develop speech and language. Um, so I Can Say Moo offers simple, exciting words. It has animal sounds that are easy for little ones to imitate and learn. And just seeing their images of the children saying the words, it could be used to build their vocabulary. The text provides rhythm and rhyme to encourage repetition. It helps keep babies and toddlers engaged. This would be great for one-on-one sharing with parents or for a toddler story time. If you're going to have a farm animal themed story time, this would be great for it. Stephanie also puts speech development tips in the back of the book for caregivers. I really liked, I put on here these two spreads. I hear quack, quack, and my mouth says duck. Then I see a chicken. She says cluck, cluck. I see a big cow, and his mouth says moo. Then I smell his stinky poop, and I say pee-you. I just thought these images are just so engaging, and it really brings to life the book. And kids like seeing pictures of other kids, especially babies. Babies like seeing other babies. So seeing them say the words, it will give kids encouragement to use their words and build their vocabulary. And I guess I must have went crazy with Miss Rachel books because there were two books that I thought that you could add to your collection. The first book to your left is called 100 First Words. Both of these are board books. And 100 First Words by Miss Rachel is a photographic board book with sturdy pages, and it's packed with 100 words for kids to learn. So all the way from mom, mama, dada, all the way to learning all done, water, juice, cat, dog. So when kids are flipping through the board book, it has a picture of what the item is, and then in simple print, naming the item. So there's at play, time to eat, time to nap, super cool pictures, super fun, super engaging, nice, colorful pictures for kids to learn and build their vocabulary with. The book to your bottom right corner is called, I'm going to move my chat screen, Potty Time with Bean. In Potty Time with Bean, Miss Rachel's friend Bean, who is 2 years old, is learning to use the potty. I really appreciated that in this book, Miss Rachel explains in kid-friendly text what pee is, and showing kids when Bean has kind of like does the wiggle dance when he needs to go to the bathroom. I liked that she illustrated that because some kids, when kids have to go, they do that wiggle dance. But I really liked how she assured kids that accidents happen, because in the book, Bean has an accident, and she says, accidents happen when we learn new things. It is okay. It reassures the child, it's okay. These things happen. It is all right. And she gives encouraging language, and because she's teaching through this book that potty training takes practice. And one of the sentences says, I am proud of Bean. He keeps trying. It takes practice. So I really do appreciate that she used those types of phrasing and words for kids, so that way they don't feel like, oh my gosh, I'm making an accident. Oh no, I'm gonna get in trouble. Just to give them that reassurance. She even has a section where Bean is washing his hands and he is singing the song Tops and Bottoms. So teaching kids how to clean in between the tops and bottoms of your fingers. And it's to the tune of Are You Sleeping? So if you need more potty training books, this would be a wonderful addition to your collection. And if you need more first word books, grab Miss Rachel's 100 First Words. Okay, we are going to move to children and teen nonfiction. Here we go. The first book on my list is called Highlights, the Ultimate Science Cookbook for Kids. This is written by the creators of Highlight Magazine, and this will be released on February 25th. The cool thing about this cookbook is that it has over 75 edible science experiments for kids to make and eat. Some of the examples I put on the screen here, I liked this example because they're using celery not only for a snack, but also for a science experiment. So to the left of the screen, you see how changing colors, how does it work? Taking the water and the food coloring and the celery stick and showing that experiment of what happens when you put a celery stick into water that is dyed a different color, and will that change the color of the celery? I remember doing that science experiment as a kid. I don't know about anybody else, but it was really cool how they paired that science experiment with celery. And then on the next page, they have recipes that you can make with celery. So I thought that was very cool. I loved this other recipe, pyramids of cheese. So they're taking toothpicks, cheese, little cube cheese, and grapes to make a pyramid. This would be great if you have a STEM in the kitchen program at your library. If you are looking for more STEM activities to do with food, grab this for your library. I would really love to try the exploding volcano there. I love messy programs, so this would be a great addition for a STEM in the kitchen program, or elementary ages who need science experiment books or more STEM activities to do at home. Some of the other recipes in here includes ice cream in a bag. The pyramids of cheese is great. There's also an index in the back of the book as well. The next book on my list is DK Human Body, a visual encyclopedia. This is the third edition. This is a newly revised and updated version of their previous titles. Excuse me. And this book is jam-packed with a lot of facts, sidebars, visuals that we know from DK and come to expect. It has everything that you could possibly want to know about the human body for fourth grade and up. From cells, how do cells form? How do they develop? To bones and muscles, diseases, fueling the body. What do you eat? What should you not eat? Heart and blood, muscles, waste disposal, and the life cycle and more. It also talks about senses and hearing and thinking and visual capacity as well. This is a visual feast for fourth grades and up. What I do appreciate about this is that it offered information about the pandemic and what it is. There is a glossary in the back of the book, and there's an index as well. And for your teen nonfiction, your teen nonfiction section, if you have teens who love manga, anime, cosplay, gaming, consider purchasing Otaku Japan, the fascinating world of Japanese manga, anime, gaming, cosplay, toys, idols, and more. This is written by Gianni Simone, and this will be released on July 1st. This has 450 iconic places to visit in Japan. So it's shops, restaurants, cafes, all different types of things you want to know about Japanese culture and so forth. It has 144 pages inside, and it has lots of details. There's 20 maps in here. There's websites to visit on different types of Japanese culture. And the photos are just beautiful, just awesome. There's interviews in here with game developers. They also show cosplay and Halloween events in Japan. They have, and hopefully I can pronounce this right, Dojinishi, information about Dojinishi, which is self-published comics. It shows images of the Ghibli Museum and interviews with famous Japanese icons. There is a glossary in the back of the book that has otaku terms. So if you have a team that's like, what does that mean? They can look in the back for the glossary to see what that means. So if you have, like I said, you have an anime club, manga club, consider adding this to your collection. Okay, we're going to switch gears and we're going to go to middle grade fiction. And I have one middle grade fiction pick this month. And I love this author. She just does an awesome job. I loved her first book, The Probability of Everything. I think I talk about it all the time because that twist ending just made me just sit back and I'm like, what? And of course I cried. Um, this is her latest offering, The Shape of Lost Things. And this received, yes, Emily said, Sarah Everett, master of heartbreaking moments. No kidding. Yes, you hit it right on the nail. This received starred reviews in School Library Journal and Shelf Awareness. And this is about 12-year-old Sky. Sky has a lot going on. When you open up the book and you start to read it, you're starting to wonder, like, what is going on? Because her mother and her mother's boyfriend are celebrating a birthday for Sky's brother Finn. There's only one problem with this scenario. There's no Finn. Finn is gone. And they're still celebrating his birthday. She has the cake, she has the balloons and the party hat. And Sky kind of fills in for the pictures for Finn. So where's her brother Finn? Here's what happened. 4 years ago, her father kidnapped her brother Finn, and they haven't been heard from since. And so since this happened, Sky and her mother and her mother's boyfriend have gone on with life. They created their own rhythm and their own environment. But when Finn comes back, Sky doesn't know whether to trust this older, quieter version of her brother. Her brother was loud. He typical annoying brothers, but he's quiet and reserved. And she's like, this is not right. Something is not right here. And Sky's determined to find out what happens. Part heartbreak, part mystery. Again, if you love mysteries, and this is an awesome book to fit the bill, grab The Shape of Lost Things. We're going to move now to graphic novels, and here we go, because there were quite a few. This month, Pizza and Taco is out with their newest edition, Pizza and Taco, Coolest Club Ever. This is for kids, and it's written and illustrated by Stephen Shaskin. And in this edition, Pizza and Taco are serving up more coolness with a cool new club. They can't wait to talk about all of their favorite interests in this new club, which is making comic books. And lots of people have signed up to be in their club. And so they know it's going to be popular. But everyone instead, they want to go to Cheeseburger's video game club instead. And so Pizza and Taco are heartbroken. So what do? They have no choice but to go check out Cheeseburger's video game club. And in the process, they might learn that kids want to make comics just as much as they want to play video games. Fun, engaging, Pizza and Taco are fun with young kids, and this is another addition to add to your graphic novel shelves. The next book is for middle grade students, and this is called Song of a Blackbird. This received, and it's written by Maria Van Lieshout. This received starred reviews in Booklist, Kirkus, School Library Journal, and Publishers Weekly. This is Maria's first debut graphic novel, and it opens up with a blackbird that acts as a third person omniscient narrator. And it's basically calling out to those who are suffering to hear its sympathetic song. So after the blackbird sings its song, it moves to present day, where we meet Anik, a teenager. She is desperate to find a bone marrow donor that would save the life of her grandmother, Joanna. She turns to her family history and finds a photograph taken by Emma Bergsma. And decades earlier, Emma was a young art student, and she's drawn into what will become the biggest bank heist in European history, swapping 50 million guilders worth of forged banknotes for real ones right under the noses of the Nazis. Emma's life and the lives of thousands, including a young woman named Joanna, hang in the balance. This is a moving graphic novel. The images are stunning. In the back matter, it cites real people and places that served as the inspiration for this story. If you get a chance, grab Song of a Blackbird by Maria van Lieshout. The next selection is called Dream Over. This is a teen graphic novel written and illustrated by Danny Diaz. This received star reviews in Publishers Weekly and Kirkus. This story takes place in 2008, where childhood best friends Amber and Nico, they've been best friends, and they're kind of moving from friendship into something more. And they're at the end of their eighth grade, so they're on the cusp of moving into high school. After staying up late one night to play video games together, Amber and Nico fall asleep on the couch, and they enter into a dreamscape video game, and they get sucked into this video game. And at first, the two are excited, and they're venturing into the video game. They love the settings of this video dreamscape world, and it's all Amber wanted because she feels like she can finally be alone with Nico. But events in the waking world, in the real world, are starting to disrupt their newfound haven. And what Amber and Nico are realizing is that they're alienating their friends in the real world. And they're wondering if they can get out of this dreamscape. Will they be able to wake up? Will they be able to go back into the real world? So Dream Over, it mixes a love story with paranormal and fantasy elements, and it mixes in the themes of social pressures, starting high school, friendships, and drama. So definitely grab Dream Over. Okay, so I've got a couple of teen fiction books / what I'm reading books this month because I just thought, why not just combine them together? So here we go. So this month I have 3 teen fiction novels that are going to be on my radar. Excuse me. The first book is called I Am Not Jessica Chen. This is written by Anne Liang. This received a starred review in School Library Journal, and it's about Jenna Chen, after getting rejected by every single Ivy League school she's applied for and falling short of all of her Asian immigrant parents' expectations, 17-year-old Jenna Chen makes a wish to become smarter and more successful like her Harvard-bound cousin, Jessica Chen. And she wants that wish to come true, literally. And now it has. So she has become part of Jessica, and now she's trapped inside Jessica's body, and she has access to Jessica's most private journals and secrets. And Jenna soon learns that being a top student at a private, highly competitive academy isn't quite up to snuff. It's not what she thought it was going to be. And to make matters worse, as everyone, including her own parents, start having trouble remembering who Jenna Chen is, she's kind of wondering if she's even existed. So Jenna must decide if playing the role of a perfect daughter and student is worth losing her true self. Um, so this is going to be awesome. I'm super duper excited. Um, the second book that I have is called The Devourer. This is written by Allison Ames. This received a starred review in the Bulletin of the Center for Children's Books. This is my kind of like a, how should I put this? Swashbuckling sea adventure slash horror story. And it's about a girl named Adris. She has spent a good part of her year chasing her brother Cameron. Why is she chasing him? Her half brother brutally assaulted their father. And to make matters worse, he took the treasure map of the first pirate's king's grave, which was supposed to be for her. So Audra's mad. She's mad that her father's been assaulted. She's mad that the map's been stolen. So she gets on her ship, and her crew is an all-female crew, except for her friend Marin. And she goes searching for her brother. And the pursuit leads them to a string of 4 ships. She finds that her brother's dead. The crew on those ships are dead, except for one mysterious, beautiful girl. And it's creepy. It has a mix of magic, and Audra has to figure out what this magic is and save her crew and exacting revenge at the same time. Um, it's creepy, it's exciting, and I'm all for it. So if you like swashbuckling adventures and mystery with a little bit of horror in it, grab The Devourer. This third book is called Mystery Royale, and this is written by Caitlin Cavalancia. This is going to be a first book in the series. I got an early copy of it, and this received a Booksellers Kids Indie Next Pick list, and it was starred on Publishers Weekly. This is supposed to be a read-alike for fans of the Inheritance games, and it's about 16-year-old Mullery Prudence. Mullery, for the good part of her life, has heard her mother's warnings to run from the strange. And Mallory's like, okay, I'm going to keep running from the strange. But Mullery has a lot going on. One of her relatives is ill, and she needs money badly. So Mullery decides to accept an invitation to take part in Mystery Royale. It's an illusion-infused game in which participants have to deduce the culprit of billionaire recluse Xavier Stoutmauer's death by unraveling the details of his murder to inherit his magic and wealth. And Mullery's got to win this money. She's got to win this money because her grandmother is ill and she wants to pay for her grandmother's medical expenses. So she teams up with Xavier's 16-year-old great nephew, Lyric, who was sent to live with Xavier following an incident in his youth. And as the Royale grows deadlier, the games get deadlier, these two start to have feelings for each other, and soon Mullery has to decide, do I want to keep this relationship or do I just want to go for this grand prize? Fast-paced, mysterious. If you like the puzzles, intriguing puzzles, and if you have fans that love the Inheritance games, grab Mystery Royale for your shelves. And of course, it wouldn't be a check it out without an adult horror selection, excuse me. This is called The Buffalo Hunter Hunter. I forgot the second hunter, I gotta add that. The Buffalo Hunter Hunter. This is written by Stephen Graham Jones. He's one of my favorite authors. This will be released March 18th, but this is a historical horror fiction novel. It's about a young woman who finds a diary in a wall. And this diary was written in 1912 by a Lutheran pastor. And again, it was discovered in a wall. what the diary unveils is a massacre. There was a massacre in a chain of events that go back to 200 that goes back when 217 Blackfeet Indian were found dead in the snow. The book is told in interviews by a Blackfoot Indian named Goodstab, who shares the narrative of his peculiar life over a series of confessional visits. This is an American Indian revenge story mixed in with historical horror, and I'm so glad NetGalley had copies of this. I'm so excited. So if you love historical fiction, if you love horror, grab the Buffalo Hunter. And there's a lot of things happening that are coming up as far as upcoming events that I need to tell you so that way you can get them on your calendar. Our registrations have opened for STEM fairs and for summer reading summits. We will have 6 locations across Iowa that you can attend a STEM fair or a summer reading summit in March. You can attend one event or all of them. So register on Workday Learning. The info there is at the bottom. So if you need the links, definitely click on those links. But it's going to be fun. The STEM fairs, we're offering a morning session and an afternoon session for those who want to pick morning or an after. So that's just all fun activities where librarians across the state share all the STEM activities that they're doing. It'll be 15 minutes of presentation along with 15 minutes of hands-on components and hands-on exploration from each presenter. We'll also have Iowa PBS come for each of the STEM fairs, and they will be sharing all of their new STEM bundles and STEM kits that they're offering as well. For the summer reading summits, the summer reading summit is a 3-hour training where we'll have guest presenters and speakers. We'll have the crafts, book examples, book display examples, and more. It's going to be a lot of fun times. So if you're interested, make sure you sign up on Workday Learning. It's going to be great, and I hope you can join us. Some upcoming events to get on your radar. Also, for PopYS Live, we will have story time on the go. That will be offered Wednesday, February 12th from 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock p.m. Basically, this webinar is going to talk about story time on the go, just outreach. How do you handle story times with daycares? How do you pick books for daycares? How do you manage crowd control with different types of populations when you're doing outreach? This webinar will give you some tips and tricks and things to know when you do story time on the go. So again, register on Workday Learning, and it also will be recorded as well. And Emily says, we had the PBS Steam trailer last summer. It was a huge hit. Yes, that PBS Steam trailer is amazing. I think they're going to start offering it March through, what did they say? March through October or November, because they try not to have the Steam trailer out during the winter months. But you'll have to, if you're interested in that PBS Steam trailer, it is free to reserve. They drop it off for a week at your library, and they come, the Iowa PBS staff, they drop it off at your library for a week, and they come and pick it up. So contact Iowa PBS if you are interested in having a Steam bundle or a Steam trailer at your library. Also, to get on your radars, please save the date. All 3 of our All Iowa Reads authors will be offering summer virtual author visits. We wanted to schedule a summer virtual author visit as part of your summer reading program activities. Again, these are free, and registration info will be coming soon, but I wanted to get the dates and times on your radar. June 17th from 6:30 to 7:30 p.m. we'll have Tim Johnston from Distant Sons. He's the adult All Iowa Reads author, and he will talk about his work. June 18th from 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock, we'll have Christina Wyman. She'll be on hand to discuss Jawbreaker. And June 25th from 3 o'clock to 4 o'clock p.m., we'll have Byron Graves, the teen author, to talk about Resball. These are free webinars that you can have viewing parties at your libraries for kids, teens, or adults. You will also have opportunities for your kids, teens, or adults to ask questions directly to the authors, and they will answer them in real time. So definitely, please when we get the registration info out, please make sure you sign up. Again, this is a free program. All you have to do is put it on your screen and have your kids, teens, or adults come to it, and they can learn what it takes to be an author. What's the writing process like? And they can ask questions on how authors got started and learn. So, oh my goodness, and we made it. We made it, Amanda, right on time, because usually sometimes I run over. And yes, Annette, it is a great opportunity. Yes, and it's free. It's free for anyone to come. So you can have your adults, again, your kid or teens, they can go to these programs and learn from top authors on what it takes to be an author today. So yes. Does anyone have any questions? Please feel free. I'm usually not done this early. My goodness. Everyone's so
You addressed anything that everyone was talking about or commented on, so that was good.
I know everybody's so quiet. My
Today.
goodness. And I will say, um, with the books that I offer for storytime standouts, don't be afraid to build your own storytime collection. At Southside Library, where I worked as the youth librarian there, I had a storytime collection in the back of the room because nothing says time suck like trying to find that last minute book you need for a story time at a daycare or for your preschool story time. So consider taking all the books that you have seen on here or previous check it outs and build a story time collection in the back room of your library or wherever you have space. That way you have Storytime books ready to go. They're ready for you to use, and you don't have to go digging through your picture book bins or your picture book shelves. So can really consider creating a Storytime picture book section for your personal use. Um, and you can arrange them any way you want. You can catalog them as story hours, so that way they won't be available for patrons to check out. They'll be just for your use, so that way you can use them when you go to a daycare or to a school. And label them. I had them labeled at the bottom story hour. So that way I knew, oh yeah, it's in my story hour collection. There's Brown Bear, Brown Bear. Yes, I will use that for my color story time at Orchard Place Preschool. So really consider having a picture book story time collection that you can use for your personal use. So that way it makes it easier on you when you go to do a date to read story times for a daycare or a preschool. Emily says, I created a binder by theme that has the titles that work best for story times. Ooh, I love that. You will have to send me a photo of that. I would love to see that. And Alexandra says, thanks. That's a great idea. Yes. Annette says, I have go bags ready at all times. That's a great idea for story times. Go bags for your daycares and preschools. Kirsten says, I pull the books I use for story time for our regular collection, but pull them 3 weeks before the story time I need them for. Uh-huh. Our checkouts are 3 weeks, so this works perfectly. Yes, absolutely. Let me see. Off the top, Rachel says, off the top of anyone's heads, could you recommend any young romance books for 6th through 8th graders? Ooh. Um, oh my goodness. Bye Forever, I guess, is a good one. Ooh, yes, I would grab Bye Forever, I guess. Anybody else have some good Love and Gelato? Yes, Love and Gelato would be a good one. I love it. Everybody's got like these great ideas.
It looks like Jensen also had a question up ahead or earlier in the conversation about are you going to do a check it out for books for the summer reading program? Will you do that? She asked. The theme.
That's a great question. You know what? I think I could swing it. let me ask Sam about that. Because what's going to happen is I will have a check it out in February, Tuesday, February 25th. And then in March, I'm going to have no check it outs because I'll be on the road for STEM fairs and summer reading summits. But I think I can add that in my next slide deck for Tuesday, February 25th. I love that idea. I'm writing this down, so thank you for telling me. I love that. Let's see. Book ideas. Summer reading theme. Yes. We'll make it work, Jensen. Awesome. Any other questions or comments? Everyone's saying thank you. Awesome, awesome. Well, I think that's all I've got. If you need anything, please reach out. There's my contact info. But I will see you next month for Check It Out, and you guys have a wonderful afternoon. Thanks.
Thanks, everyone.